when I was 14 years old, 15, one of my best friends, she committed suicide, and she hung herself from her bedroom door with a belt. And I'm not going to say who, obviously, but the funeral was absolutely horrifying. To be a pallbearer and to carry a casket to one of my best childhood friends that I had gone to church with, had gone to school with, and became confirmed with in catechism, and to watch this person's family scream in horror, burying their daughter in the ground. Over the next 6 months, I went through a depression, as well as my friends, but I became fascinated by suicide, and I was like studying about it and reading about it and asking about it. And I even, at one time, I put a belt around my neck, and I put it around my neck and I hung myself from my bedroom door. I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to experience through empathy what my friend felt. You know, I wanted to feel the leather around my neck and then take my feet off and feel the pressure in my head of, you know, like, how could somebody do it? And as soon as I did it and I put myself in that position, I felt regret. I felt that, oh my God, as soon as she kicked the chair out, she didn't want to do it because there was claw marks that she had been fighting. And that's when I began to understand. One time, my parents were divorced and my father was over, and I've never told this story. This is like the number one story that I'm super afraid to tell. One of my biggest fears in life is that I have a mental illness and that I'm quack and I don't know it. And my parents were screaming in the kitchen, fighting, and I grabbed a knife out of the kitchen drawer and I stuck it to my throat in front of my parents. I was like 15 or 14 or something, and I said, you know, I was like, I'll fucking kill myself. I said that if you don't stop screaming, because I had no stability in my life, and I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, but I was crying out for help, for attention, right? And a couple days later, I found myself in a mental hospital. For over 3 weeks, I spent in a mental hospital for being suicidal. They took my shoelaces, they doped me up on pills, and they locked me in a padded room once for 36 hours. And I felt it was actually complete abuse. They punished me for being that way. And I was never actually suicidal. I was just curious and seeking to understand, and I was very depressed. And I can't actually blame my parents looking back now for thinking that I was and trying to protect me. And then when I was in there, I met other people who were suicidal, and it's always messed me up. Also, I've never talked about this. My all-time best friend, the best man in my wedding, who stood up for 25 years. He drank himself to death a few years ago, and I've never talked about it on YouTube because I don't know. This is my, you know. And then one of my other best friends, 5-6 years ago, shot himself in the head because he was hooked on heroin, and he did something that he regretted. I think he, like, you know, it was nothing too bad, but he was in a dark space. And then a couple years before that, one of our other best friends shot himself in the head, and we were all at his funeral. Oh. So, yeah, suicide's a trip, bro. People are asking me, questioning me about this Logan Paul thing. I just saw his video, and dude stepped up to the plate. Mad respect. Whether he was 100% into it or not, his latest video about suicide prevention, do you know how much guts it takes to step up to the plate and actually move forward and do that? And he gets an A+ for effort. That's badass. I knew for a fact that something good was going to come out of this, and I didn't want to be one of those YouTubers making videos trying to judge, because watch your mouth. If you start judging somebody and saying bad things about them to make yourself look good, and you're doing it just for views, I think that karma's a bitch. Do not judge lest ye be judged. See, out of bad comes good, right? Where one door closes, one door opens. I believe that the universe is designed for good. It's designed to help you. It gives you clues. It gives you passages. And that you are already forgiven. You're already forgiven. And a lot of times we judge ourselves. So, hey man, smile. Because it ain't that bad. It's all good, man. Life's good. It is good. Alright, later.